Mackenzie. We're feature racing at Ohsweken Speedway.
Chris Hale launched out of a cannon there from the pole position. He'll lead the way down the back straightaway. Right behind him, it's Jim Lampman. Whoa, in trouble for Wade Burgess getting into turn number 3 in that white number 53. That lost him a handful of spots. He falls out of the top 10. Jim Lampman trying to put on the pressure. Looks to the outside as we've got contact between Kenny Sargent and his teammate, Brian Dinning.
Jim Lampman to the top of the chart as he works around the outside of Christopher Hale. That Camaro, number 28. Jim Lampman on top of the board over Christopher Hale back in the second spot now. Mark Bazine in that Murder Barn 21X trying to get a run on Mark Fawcett for the third position, and he's got a great run down the backstretch in that 21X.
But we've got a battle for the lead. Dave Bailey looks to the outside of Jim Lampman. Trevor DeBoer right there as well. 3 cars battle for the top spot.
Bailey will lead lap number 14 now on the board. Make that lap number 13 on the board as Dave Bailey takes the top spot away from Jim Lampman. But look at Trevor DeBoer. He's right there. He's followed Dave all the way through to the front. He'll try to follow the same path around the outside of Lampman on the bottom of the 28. Bailey looking to start the season with 2 straight victories. And right in front of second place, Trevor DeBoer, Adam Plazik goes around, and that will bring out the caution. Third place runner Jim Lampman also gets tangled up in that. Back to the green flag to settle this one with 3 laps left to go.
Good launch for Dave Bailey, but Trevor DeBoer has a nice run up on the outside. We'll see if the bottom groove works for Bailey as he powers off at turn number 2. DeBoer with a nice run though on the high side.
Here he comes, charging on the outside line. If anyone's going to beat Dave Bailey, I think it could be this 23. He has been on fire since the later part of last season, and at the line, he'll grab the top spot away from the man to beat, Dave Bailey.
Yeah, he hit that bump pretty hard there in turn 1. That cost him some ground as we've got them mixing it up down between 1 and 2. That's Crumpy in the 63, and that's going to bring out a yellow. The yellow lights illuminate around the racetrack.
One more trip to see who wins the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstock feature.
Trevor DeBoer pinned Dave Bailey to the inside going into the corner. He's going to do the same thing down into 1 and 2. One final time, the white flag is in the air. They drag race down the backstretch.
Final time at a corner number 3. Bailey on the bottom, DeBoer on top. Here they work it off a corner 4 to the checkered flags. Who's going to Mr. Transmission victory lane? Trevor DeBoer will pick up a stellar win.
Jesse Costa out in front all by himself by about 8 car lengths. Taking over the second spot is young Sheridan. Wow, these guys are racing hard down the front straightaway.
And what a round in corner number 2 in front of the pack as the caution flag will come out. Lucas Smith looped it around in corner 2. Jacob Dykstra comes to a stop, as will A.J. Lewis in the 24 and the 74 of Rob Neely.
One lap is complete. Oh, contact between the 2 leaders. My goodness, that could have been a disaster. Nick Sheridan just made some contact with Jesse Costa down into turn number 1. Thankfully, Brad Herron had some quick reactions, was able to avoid catastrophe there, and the field races on.
Back underway with Jesse Costa leading them down into corner 1.
Costa straight to the outside. Brad Herron to the inside. He knows is out in front, but I believe Costa's going to power back around the high side. And he does down into turn number 3. And Costa, a better line through 3 and 4. He's able to extend that lead over Brad Herron, running in the second spot.
11 laps complete, 9 laps to go with Jesse Costa, your leader, over Brad Herron, and then it's a 3-car fight for the third spot. Here comes the Hurricane. Hannah Farrell down, looking to the inside of Nick Sheridan. Meanwhile, around the top, look at Liam Martin. He shoots by into the 4th spot, challenging for 3rd. And Alan Downey has come to a creeping halt up the upside of corner number 4, so it looks like we will have to go back to the yellow flag.
Whoa, and Hannah Farrell snap spin in turn 3.
She has some damage on that nose wing as well. Did that just occur? Jesse Costa will set the pace. Brad Herron right there inching up on him. Green flag is out. And a good restart for Brad Herron. He keeps pace with Costa this time. Looks down low in corner 1.
Yeah, Herron's had some good restarts. He's been able to look to the inside, but Jesse Costa, 3 and 4 is where Costa seems to really be able to make ground. As I say that, he just about tossed the car up over the bank there.
After what was a sour finish to 2018, he'll find it. He'll go to Mr. Transmission Victory Lane. Jesse Costa picks up the win over Liam Martin, who makes a nice pass on the final lap to grab second away from Brad Herron. Stephen Beckett comes home fourth, and DJ Christie will cross the line in fifth.
Green flag in the air from Kyle McKenzie. They're underway down the front stretch. We've got one not up to speed in 3 and 4. Let's see if he can clear the racetrack. It looks like he'll be able to. And wow, contact in 1 and 2.
Tim Newell goes all the way up the hill. Jason Dixon takes Kevin Thorne almost to the pits with him. Thorne pushes it back down the banking and stays into the racing action. Meanwhile, Jordan Morris has come to a stop on the infield, but we'll see if he'll get far enough out of the way of harm. Kyle Wirt really moved down to the inside. He gets by Rob Twitchett on that start.
I've got to think that race director Doug Leonard might have something to say about that. Maybe a little bit of a jump there. Whoa, Rob Twitchett goes around, now spins the wrong way up the racetrack. We got cars all over the place. And this is what we're used to seeing in this division, Greg. Week in and week out, these drivers just pour their hearts out on the racetrack and duke it out. And we thought Tristan Da Silva might be out of contention, but here he comes, closing in to make it a 6-car battle. And don't forget about Nick Massey in the 222.
It's a chess match at the front right now. Iftati back into the rear end of the Tim DeBoer number 9. Here they come down across the stripe another time. Hiller is the leader. DeBoer on the outside line. Iftati right there on his back bumper. Here comes Iftati. He's going to try and make it 3 wide around the outside. DeBoer has the lead for a moment. Hiller, though, fighting back on the bottom.
We got a mix-up there in 1 and 2. Jonathan Ayrton, Mike Sarantakos. There's a few cars involved. That's going to bring out a yellow.
Trevor Want around up there as well, so the caution flag comes out. Here we come, back to the green flag. Hiller and DeBoer. Green flag is out, and we're back on it. Hiller will lead them down the front stretch. Here comes Kyle Wirt in tow. He'll tuck himself around the outside of Tim DeBoer. Takes second. Now he's looking for the lead. They're 3 wide off of 2, and Kyle Wirt goes to the top of the scoring board.
Tim DeBoer in second. Back to third goes Ryan Hiller. He's trying to make it work on the high side, but now Kyle Rothwell will be inside as well. One more time around.
The inside of Fabio Oliveri goes Kyle Wirt, putting him a lap down with Kyle Rothwell. Trying to keep pace. Time running out, though, as they go down into corner number 3 and 4 for the final time. Double checkers coming out. And off of corner 4, Kyle Wirt will pick up the win. Kyle Rothwell second. And it'll be Sean Iftati in third. Tim DeBoer fourth. Fifth is Nick Massey. The final feature of the night. The Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars right here on NAV TV Canada.
Whoa, Mac DeMann, full 360, keeps on going, no yellow necessary. What a move by Mac DeMann.
And he doesn't slow down at all. He dive bombs it back into corner number 3, trying to make up all of that lost ground that he had. Meanwhile, at the front, it is Sean Evans leading for Scott Kruger and Dylan Westbrook.
Sean Evans looking good out front. That Hills Racing Ackland's insurance machine, as we've got one almost around in turn 4. That was Corey Turner. Heck of a nice save by Turner as Corey McDonald takes it back towards the pits. My goodness, the action is hot and heavy.
Here comes Scott Kruger around the outside. Now troubles for Dan Anico. He spins it right as the leaders are coming to him. The yellow flag will fly and the caution comes out, and we are going to back it down with 3 on the board and 17 to go.
Back under green.
Back they go into corner number 1. Here comes Evans on the bottom this time. And boy, Dylan Westbrook really caught the bumps, and that car was upset and angry, but he keeps the foot in it. He's feeling the challenge, though, from Jim Hoopinen on the bottom in the 14H.
Did a nice job there in turn 3 and 4 to find a line that would work and keep the car stable. Now down into 1 and 2. He set his sights on Sean Evans in the 2nd spot.
Still trying to get by the 15, looking high, looks low, still can't find the way around. Dylan Westbrook sends it in too high in 3. He'll skate it up towards the wall, gathers it back up, but he is going to lose a couple of positions on that exchange.
Well, Dylan Westbrook has been all over the racetrack trying to make these moves. Scott Kruger has been fairly true to that line, but here comes Westbrook closing in with 8 laps to go.
Here he comes off of corner number 2. He's got a good head of steam going down to the low side at 3. He'll shoot by the leader, Kruger. Skates back up in front of him. Can't make it stick. Well, yes, he will off the corner. He'll lead the lap. Kruger, though, fighting back by on the bottom side. And now Dylan Westbrook sets sail with a great run through 1 and 2. Final time around for D-Dubs. Dylan Westbrook out in front as he sails it into corner number 2. Kruger and Demand going at it for that second spot in a good battle for 4th between Nuppinen and Evans.
McDeman going to try one more swing as Dylan Westbrook takes the win. The battle for 2nd will be taken by Scott Kruger. McDeman 3rd, Jim Huppinen 4th. Good run by Sean Evans to round out the top 5.